So, what is ToneDen, and should people push their ads to smart links?
The first one, ToneDen. Um, the easiest way to describe ToneDen, which is we'll have the link in the description, but essentially, it's a service that makes some things easier than building a website, like yourself. So it's not super difficult to build a website. Well, I can say that because like I have built a website and I'm familiar with it. For some people, it might be really hard, to navigate some of that. But what ToneDen or services that are called smart links would do is make it easier for you to have your own like personal website sort of link that is hosted on ToneDen, but has some of the features of a website.
Gotcha.
So that would be a smart link is like if you ever click on a link on Instagram or something like that, and all these different links pop up, like to a Spotify link and a YouTube link and an Instagram link, and they're all just listed right there.
Yeah.
Usually that's from a smart link.
Okay.
And they're really not that hard to make on a website. You can make them just as quickly on a website, actually.
Yeah.
But they make it easier for people who don't have a website to just make something like that.
Makes sense.
Now, the downside of smart links, because we have some people who sign up for our Facebook and Instagram ads management, and they want to push their music to a smart link, which is it's not a bad idea sometimes, but the reason why it's not as optimal as your own website is because you still don't own the domain name,
Right.
and you don't have as advanced tracking.
Yeah.
Like you can still get some tracking with ToneDen or other smart links, and like they might even have features where they can hook up to the Facebook pixel,
Right.
but you're not getting as much control as if you just built the website yourself.
That makes sense.
So once you get into, like, let's say you start to pick up a little bit of steam with your music business and your merch and everything else you're selling, and you want to start to optimize that more, it's going to be easier with your website at that point to scale further. At the beginning, it is easier to just start on ToneDen or using another smart link service. So it's easier at the beginning to start on ToneDen, but once the goal you would have when starting with ToneDen is to start to make more money, to start to get more traffic to your songs. So if that's the goal, you have to think long term, not short term.
Right.
ToneDen is thinking short term, and they're a great service for what they do. They have some of the smart links. They have, I think they have some like competition sort of stuff where, you can have like a giveaway or something and, try to get more followers on Twitter or Spotify or whatever with that giveaway. Like they have some nice stuff, but you can do all this on your website. And if you think long term, like, all right, if this is where I want to go, then why don't I just spend the time now on my website? And then, when it does start to pick up steam, I don't have to go make all these like different adjustments, and like I'll be ahead of the curve at that point. So ToneDen is good. It's a good service. There's no bashing ToneDen. They serve their purpose, but what is best for you is still to get your website. So either learn about building your website yourself, or you can get it built by professionals. And you can go to our website and look in the menu options for the website design and optimization, and you can get your website built that way. But you need to have your website if you want to get the most out of the tools that they're offering in ToneDen. You can do that all on a good website. Well, I will say this before we close this segment. It does matter where you build the website. Services like Wix and Squarespace, they're nice. They make it very digestible for people to build a website, but you're not going to get as much customization as you would on WordPress, for example.
So that's what you would recommend a WordPress?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Wix isn't bad.
Okay.
It's kind of like ToneDen. Wix is not bad, but when you want to have the most customization, like do whatever you want on there outside of like custom coding,
right?
To where it's like advanced solutions. There's really not much that an artist is going to be doing
Yeah.
that they're going to need custom coding for. Like there's a couple projects that we would need custom coding for, but even like 98% of all the tasks for our website, like I can do those.
Yeah.
And our website guy can do those. There might be like 1% of things, like the upper echelon of like coding something.
Yeah.
Is like what I would not be able to do with the tools they build in to these website builders on WordPress.
Yeah.
So with Wix, I know for a fact that if I had went with Wix at the beginning, there's a couple of things that I would have been limited in.
Yeah.
That I did want to do. Like if you guys look at our form on the promotion page, for example, that form, I guess it looks kind of simple at the beginning, but there's a lot that goes into like building that form and having all the different conditional logic and all that.
Yeah.
So even if you're not building that right now for your music website, you do want to think about, all right, well, what if I do need this one day? Like I don't want to have to uproot my website from Wix and go over to WordPress.
Right.
Like I'll just start on WordPress. Will it be harder to learn at the beginning? Yes. WordPress is a little bit harder to learn at the beginning, but it will be worth it.
Makes sense.